Hi guys, this is a how-to video on green stuffing Callidus Assassine. This is an entry for the mini wargaming contest. So this video will cover how I build the whole assassin from scratch. First off, I did a few sketches how the model's gonna look like later. I'm basically going for a more dynamic and dramatic pose than the GW model is. I'm gonna use a plastic skeleton from Fantasy as a base for this, and then green stuff it on up. I picked skeleton legs that are most likely to the pose that I'm trying to do. But still, I have to cut these and reassemble them in the right position. One tool you have to have is a sculpting knife. You can get them on the mini wargaming site, as well as other sculpting tools. I'm going to use a needle just because the sculpting tool is the only tool I have for sculpting, and I need that for the really small parts of the model. And I'm gonna use this little drill here as well, probably gonna come in handy. And of course you want other knives and stuff around, everything you have basically.
Okay, let's get started. Here you can see how I'm building the eagle the Callidus is going to be standing on later. I use a piece of plastic card on which I drew the eagle, and then after I cut it out, I start adding green stuff to it for the wings and feathers and the head of the eagle, for all the three-dimensional parts. Later I glue it on a base and put some sand and stuff to it. After the base is done, I start building the body. I already built the torso beforehand, and as you can see here, I'm attaching the legs to the body. And here you can see how I'm attaching more green stuff to the legs to represent flesh and muscles. Later I add more green stuff to sculpt out the small muscle indentations. Then I make two green stuff balls for the breast. I smooth them out towards the top, molding the connection between chest and breast. In the next step, I add little wire pieces to the side of the leg to represent the needles the assassin carries around to stab enemies. I add a rope of green stuff over it, and this is going to represent some kind of belt that's holding them. Now, meanwhile, I was already building the arms of the assassin. I just used skeleton arms, and like with the legs, I added green stuff to represent the muscles. I added a power sword from a Terminator Captain, which I cut down a bit to one of the arms, and to the other I made a conversion out of a plasma pistol. Now, alongside with building the arms and body of the assassin, I was already building the head. I used the pin for the head and wrapped some wire around it to represent the hair later on. In the first step, I add green stuff to the head to give it a basic shape. And when that is dry, I add more green stuff for the chin, nose, and forehead of the assassin. Now that I have all pieces done, I can put everything together. I made a little tube out of rolled up wire here, and now I'm connecting it to the back, sculpting a little backpack out of green stuff for the assassin. As you can see here, I'm sculpting the shoulders of the assassin just to make him look more muscular. And then later I glue on the head. Now the only thing left to do is add the hair. This time I mix more blue into the green stuff to get green stuff that is harder once it's dried. Then I make a little green stuff rope and wrap it around the wire to give it a basic shape and some stability. After that is dry, I go and add little strings of green stuff to represent single hairs of the whole ponytail. Alright, here you go, the finished model. I hope you liked this video and it helped you out. If so, please subscribe, because I've got more videos to come. And of course, don't forget to rate. Thanks for watching, and bye.